Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Again. Look, I got a few things I'd like to share with you, and I hope it doesn't take long to do that. I was watching, was it Facebook? Yeah. Nope. It was YouTube. And they had this white guy on. He was pissed with white America. He was saying how America has been cursed since its inception due to racism. And its failure to deal with it has brought all of the problems since our beginning to this very point right here, and that Americans were willing to prove to one another, or at least to white America, that rather than have a black woman president of the United States, they were ready to burn this joker down to the ground. And it says some sad things about white people. People just saying how corrupt they are, and it appears I know you don't know that much about white history if you're not white, that violence just follows them everywhere they go, and they want to be in control of everything, and yet appears to be in control of nothing but all of that which is an expression that reflects out of control. You know, as spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people, I look at things and I don't try. I do talk about God a lot because it is God that allows me to stand before you or sit before you or to have a message to give you. Because I'm not talking to you about some stuff I read, because a lot of stuff I read I disagree with. I'm not talking to you about stuff I heard. A lot of stuff I heard I disagree with. But I tell you what has been given to me to be satisfied with. Because if anything happens to change that, I'll come back and tell you. My thing of it is being directing my living to God. And to me, directing my living to God means focusing on those things that are important to God. And what, to me, is the most important thing to God, or one of the most important things to God, and that's humankind. So I can show no love to God or for God outside of the love that I can show to humankind. And so when I look at the problems that we go through every day, it's on my mind. You hear, I'm always talking about it 2 or 3 times a day. I know some of you get tired of it, but you're going to keep on hearing it as long as I got it. And the world is like it is. We have to make some changes. You see, those things, there are things that are put before us, ladies and gentlemen. And everybody got to realize we are all accountable. Some people talk about uh, the first people, um, the original people, as if that got some real significance beyond the middle people or the last people. Hey, to me, I was my mother's oldest kid, the first one to come here. Does that give me any special privilege? Yeah, to learn first. Does that give my baby brother superior privilege because he was last? Or does it give anyone in the numbers in between superiority over another? No, it's all the same. We just come. But how we live is the factor. How we live determines what's really real and who we really are. You see, the way I see it, again, this is based upon my own being a human being, which teaches me a lot about human beings. Just me, knowing me, teaches me a lot about human beings because we're not that much different, honestly. What I what I see is this: we have before us, which was given to us, and yet we rejected it. And what are those things that we rejected? We rejected having our needs met. That opportunity for that to exist has always been there. To have our wants and our desires met have always been there. We don't have them. We don't get it. Some people do, some don't. But it's always been there for all of us. Living in peace and being prosperous and free, joyous and happy, and living the dream. This is something that every last one of us would be satisfied with. I know that, though. That's me. And I just happen to believe that you are the same. Then the other things that's very important to us. It's absolutely essential, necessary, but we require. Hey, what is that? These things. I'm going to list a few, but they're not just limited to these. Let's say food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, transportation, infrastructure, all of the things that's made by the hands of man. the things that you and I and all of us as human beings engage ourselves in while we are here on this earth doing what we do for the benefit of us, we the people. Yes, my friends, this and these are the things that have been put before us. These are the things that would allow us to have that wonderful, fantastic feeling. I say, and I associate that with when we don't have this, the things that I just mentioned. This, what I just mentioned to you, this is for every individual. I spoke of me, reflecting me onto every human being on the face of the earth, that these things be taken care of. And when you neglect to take care of these things, you leave yourselves open for what? Jails and prisons, for deception and poverty. You leave yourself open for crime and violence and ignorance, pain and suffering, for terror and war, racism, big, all of these things you leave yourself open to. You see, the things I mentioned earlier, some of you experience these things, but the rest of you don't. And because you don't, you leave these doors over here open for other people to try to reap some of the same things that you are reaping in your life that they cannot reap the way you're reaping it for a zillion reasons. But these doors are open. And your way of fixing it is jails and prisons. Why? Because you lack compassion. You lack empathy. You lack caring for people. You don't have that. You have not matured to that level. You just have not matured to that level. And everybody would agree that that's a fact. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, because we find ourselves at odds with those who have. And so, I need the solution to that. And it has to have a solution. It definitely has to have a solution. Well, here's the solution, my friends. For those who have accepted what is required to have that fantastic life, you cannot have it unless everybody's having it. So let's say that half of you got it, but the rest of you haven't. So that means the half of you that got it is focusing on getting the others that information, so that change can be brought to them. You see, the power of truth is this: every human being, and I'm speaking again from what I understand, has been given the requirement of caring about one another. You have to care about one another. And if you care about one another, this is what will happen. You can live as though you are in heaven. If you do not care about one another, then these other things in life will happen. You know, what I really want to say about caring about one another is that you know, just like I know, the order is to treat everybody right. Everybody right. That's to the whole world. Treat everybody right. And if you don't treat everybody right, you're gonna playing into those other hands. Now, at the same time, that same order that says treat everybody as right says to in everybody at the same time. Don't submit to evil under any circumstances. You stand for what's right at all costs. So that means if somebody's trying to cause some pain or something like that, it's not going to happen. Not with you. Why? Because that's your job to make sure it doesn't happen. You are the doctor. You're the physician. You're the one that's the gardener that's protecting this garden from the stuff out there. So I don't care. Their responsibility is don't cause no pain. And your responsibility is if they try, you don't take it. Now, what's going to happen in that regard, we'll see. Don't cause any pain. If they try, don't accept it. What's going to happen as a result, we will see. It might be that there are those out there who just being left out. We might want to call them something like atheists. They don't want to listen to anybody's rule. They just want to get in there. Well, you don't have to. Because see, love ain't going to let you. Everything that we got, need, one desire, you got it. Why? Because that's love. We doing stuff for life. We doing stuff for one another. On the other hand, when you left stuff out, that's because people doing stuff for money. Doing stuff for money. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I went out there for a minute. I almost got lost one time. But I do these things knowing that I might look a little weird sometimes. But that's not my concern. My concern is that we are living a weird life, even though some of you think you're living a fantastic, absolutely great life. That absolutely fantastic, great life is also your empowerment to the pain and suffering that others are living, because it is a we people. It is a we us. And while you think the system is working for you, I can understand. It's working for everybody doing what they do if they're satisfied with it. Even the most evil person doing what they do right now, if they're satisfied with it, it's working for them. But one who's going through pain and suffering is not working for them. And what they have to do to stand up and resist the stuff, they don't even know they did. Why? Nobody told them how to stand up. So they just going through the pain and suffering, wondering, is the world coming to an end? And hoping it ain't long. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got something out of that. My whole point was to let you know that the resources that we use to do all the things that we do come from God on this earth, and they're free for us, who require of them to do the things that we have done. And we do the things we have done because we're capable, and we want these things. We need these things. We desire these things, and we got these things when we put our hand to it. And we didn't let money keep us out. And we didn't let a deceiver or crook keep us out. No, we put them back in their place and us in our place. Until next time, Eddie Marcus say goodbye for now.